Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Gloomhaven Solo Challenge. This one is going to be the Sawbones in the Outer Ritual Chamber. So let's just go over the build real quick. We've got Hold Back the Pain. It lets all of your melee attacks attack all adjacent enemies. Bloody Saw is an attack for 3 that wounds. Syringe is a 15-speed attack that poisons and stuns on the bottom. Prevention is key as it disarm everything adjacent to you on top. Hamstring is an attack 4 immobilize up top, and then a move 6 immobilize yourself on the bottom. Do No Harm instantly kills a normal or elite up top, but then you are basically disabled for the next turn. And then move 4 and heal 3 on the bottom. Amputate is attack 4, wound and immobilize, and then the bottom is a heal and stun. Euthanize will kill a normal target who has at least 2 negative conditions, and then the bottom puts 3 negative conditions. Surgeon's Satchel is basically just a 10-speed move 4, and Gentleman's Anger is an attack 5 with disarm. Into the items, I definitely would change a couple of these in retrospect, but it worked out all right. I have an Amulet of Life to remove poisons. I wish this had been an Eagle Eye Goggles. Then a Blinking Cape. This allows me to move without performing a move action. Double Shields to tank a lot of damage and get a bit of Retaliate. Boots of Speed to manipulate initiative values, 2 earrings so that I can get my shields back more frequently, and then a bunch of stamina potions. And then when it comes to perks, the only one that's really worth noting is this refresh item. Is very, very nice. Can get any of my items back, even the consumed ones, and then no zeros. So a very good attack modifier deck. That's all there is for the intro, so let's go ahead and jump into the Sawbones in the Outer Ritual Chamber. All right, so let's get into it. So there's not too much to say about this level. It's pretty simple. It is kill all enemies. So my first priority is going to be to get up next to these 2 elite cultists and disarm them so that I don't get attacked. These cultists curse with every attack, so I want to be attacked as little as possible. So I want all of the cultists to group up around me, and then I can use Hold Back the Pain to hit everything that is around me. So that was my initial goal. Get crit there. Unfortunate. Maybe a crit home would have been good too. But my initial plan is to just get surrounded by all of the cultists and then start wailing away on them. So they went at 27 here, and they would have been hitting me and adding 4 curses to the deck, which I do not want to deal with. They also would have killed me since I only have 13 health. Unfortunately, Sawbones is not super tanky. But I can just hit all 4 of them with Gentleman's Anger, and now they are all disarmed. So I drew one of those curses, I drew my miss, and then I got a bless on the road event on the way here. So only 1 bless. I didn't donate to the church ahead of time, but that bless does definitely come in handy. Then I made sure that I discarded Hold Back the Pain since I wasn't using it anymore, and now I can get it back with a stamina potion. And that is basically my plan for dealing with these cultists. We are all going to sit together in this little huddle. I am going to use my initiative boots if I have to go faster than them. I got my refresh item card there, so I was able to get another stamina potion back. Make sure to discard my Hold Back the Pain, and I can just keep looping this action. This is one of the reasons I absolutely love Sawbones. You can just get surrounded by a group of enemies and then just keep them completely unable to do anything as long as you have stamina potions. One thing that I highly recommend if you're playing Sawbones, you can add a relatively cheap disarm onto Bloody Saw. I think it costs 100 gold. Since Bloody Saw is just a single target attack, it might be 150. But then Hold Back the Pain makes it AoE. And so you're only paying the gold for a single target enhancement, but you get to use it multiple times. But since I'm level 8, I have Gentleman's Anger, which comes with a disarm. Unfortunately, I don't get the wound on there, but I'm still able to do tons and tons of damage. So I looped, keeping these guys disarmed and hitting them for 5 as much as I could, and then just coincidentally, because between drawing some crits and drawing lots and lots of curses, they all ended with 2 health at the exact same time. So they were all able to summon skeletons one time, but only exactly one time. I was planning on going faster or I wanted everything. I went at 57. I wanted those skeletons to go slower than me and group up on me, and then I was going to Hold Back the Pain and hit everything with a wound. But unfortunately, that didn't work since these skeletons weren't moving. They just grabbed their standstill card. But that didn't mean that I didn't have to take any damage that turn, which is pretty good. And so I was able to just run away from that elite living corpse. He is supposed to be extra special for this scenario. I don't think they do anything. He's supposed to be extra difficult, but since I'm playing on the highest possible difficulty, there are no living corpses stronger than just a regular level 7 living corpse. So I was able to use Syringe and Euthanize to insta-kill a white target by attacking it with the bottom and then executing it with the top. I did get crit again, which is a little bit unlucky, so that's 2 so far. But Do No Harm is just an amazing card. I mean, both halves of that card are just so fantastic. Moving and healing, and then the other half just insta-killing an elite. Very, very nice. But I am able to get a little bit more damage in on this elite and get my shields back. My shields and my Amulet of Healing. So that gets me nice and healthy. Healthy enough to tank a hit from this guy. He is just a big pain in the ass, though. So prevention is key. It kind of hurts to lose that, but I don't really need the AoE disarm. I have Gentleman's Anger plus Hold Back the Pain for whenever I want to go for an AoE attack, like right here. So I can go ahead and get rid of this elite, get some damage onto these skeletons, and prevent them from hitting me. And game plan from here is pretty simple. I've only burned 1 card, so I'm looking really good on stamina, but I do have 2 rooms over on either wing that I still need to take care of. So I'm able to stun one with Syringe here, and then I decided it would be best, since they got their 74 speed card, that means these living bones would be hitting me multiple times. So I didn't want to be attacked. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 times. I think with white skeletons it's just 2. But still, I didn't want to be attacked and take like 10 damage. That would have hurt. So I went ahead and just immobilized him and backed off with my cape. I didn't need it to get into a position. I normally like to just find a spot where enemies have a nice semicircle formed already, and then I can just blinking cape right in the middle of all of them, and then once you're surrounded by a bunch of enemies and you're hold back the painting over and over again to hit everything around you, the odds of you being able to get that blinking cape back are actually really good. But I probably won't need it for the rest of the scenario. Same thing with prevention is key. Even though both of those things are really, really good tools, that I still use on a level 9 Sawbones, I didn't really need them right here. So eventually able to clean up those skeletons. Kind of took a while, used a lot of cards, but they are gone now. Got rid of Hold Back the Pain. I've basically got plans for how to deal with all of the other enemies in this scenario, so I don't need to be going for big AoE attacks anymore, since each of these rooms are only going to have 2 enemies. But this room has an elite and a white sun demon, so that is very annoying. Lots of damage, and then they have advantage with every attack, so they can shred through my health bar quite quickly. Also, I got really unlucky. This the white sun demon hit me with a ranged attack. I really, really wanted a melee attack so that he could come up close and I could perform my execute combo with the bottom of Syringe and then the top of whichever card it is that executes. But since I didn't have my blinking cape anymore and he hadn't gotten in position for me, I had to kind of change the plan, and so I just went for a little bit of damage into this elite, and then of course he crits me. So that's my 3rd time being crit this scenario, so Crit Helm definitely would have worked well. Now this normal enemy has walked up and I can euthanize him with 4 negative conditions on him. If only that would like make them jump or something, since I had so many extra. But I'm able, I was just confused here trying to figure out where that immobilize came from, but it's from that +1 immobilize card in my perk deck. So I'm able to kill him, and now I have to survive against this elite sun demon, who does get advantage with every attack, and now my stamina is not looking that good. Also pretty unfortunate here with him getting that heal, removing the wound. But it does put me in a great position where I know I'm safe on this following turn, because he is going into the turn disarmed. So it doesn't matter how fast I go. I can go slower than him. So that's what I decide to do. I decide to go slower and to hit him with a stun from Syringe. And that is my entire game plan from here on out, is just to go slower than him. I got pretty lucky that he went 36 there, so I was able to actually use my boots to go slower. And then I get a crit, and then I get my items back, and so I'm just able to very nicely keep him in this little stun loop where he just doesn't get to act. I always go slower than him, and I always just stun him for the following turn. And then once again, he went right at a speed where I was able to use my initiative boots to actually go slower to underspeed him. And then he's stunned right there, so perfectly safe for me to do a long rest. I need to keep a bunch of movement options to get over to the other side. But the other side of this scenario has basically the same thing as this room, except instead of sun demons, they are night demons. So the game plan over there is very similar, except I get to use the top of Do No Harm to kill the elite. So all I have to do is get into that room over on the left, eliminate the normal enemy, and then Do No Harm. I'll be able to execute both of them. It's just going to take me 2 turns. So I do make a little bit of a mistake here. I wasn't really paying too much attention when I opened the door. I didn't check what card they pulled before I picked where I went. And then as soon as I landed right here, I realized, oh, wait a second. I'm about to be attacked twice. No, let me go down 1. So I just restarted round. This was my first attempt on this scenario, so I didn't want to have to redo all of it, and it feels like cheating a little bit to restart round, but if I were playing physical, I would just say, oh no, I went here instead of right there, because it's just 1 square lower, and that prevents me from taking 2 attacks for 7, so just a quick little cheat right there. I clearly don't know my mechanics. I'm sitting there trying to euthanize him when he only has 1 negative condition. But all I have to do is not die to this guy who's going to be attacking me for 9, which is disgusting. But I do have both of my shields up. So I will survive anything except for a crit, and he does not crit, so I am able to just rest, do no harm, and I have 1 card left, so even if he were to kill me, I would still be able to discard that card and win. And that is the Sawbones. That's one of my absolute favorite characters. I just love this guy. He's so much fun. But that is all for this time. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and come back for the next one. Have a good one, guys.